Was the sound level that I was talking at fine?
Yeah.
Not too loud, not too quiet. I have spent most of my life in the IT space. It's been as much work or as much fun. I really enjoy that. The last 10 years, I have been focused on cybersecurity and GRC, governance, risk, and compliance. I love that space because a couple of things. GRC, the governing of business, has always been a challenge. We've never had the tools, we've never had the good process and framework to really align resources and against business objectives and manage those risks in a way that we can meet our objectives. And of course, cybersecurity, that's a challenge for everybody today. There are so many difficult challenges today trying to be able to use our technology in a safe and secure way, a way we can protect our important information and our people. We help clients manage their business by delivering what ACCCSCIENT Digital has developed is a GRC, a governance, risk, and compliance framework. And that framework delivers the processes, it delivers the accountability, it delivers the tools, the automation that has to support this. That's what's been missing all these years as we've tried to align our resources with our objectives, is we need automation to help us do that. We're helping to address the risks that clients face every day in their business. And it's a concept that sometimes I think is we miss as business managers sometimes, because as we think about the objectives that we set for ourselves, the blockers that keep us from hitting those objectives are the risks in the business. It's the risks of not being able to align our resources to our objectives. And that has been a problem forever. Many employees over the years have had issue with the fact that they're not sure that the work that they're doing contributes to the objectives of the business. And the GRC program, the framework that we put in place, makes sure that we have that accountability. And that helps managers and employees understand that there's work they've been doing all of these years that doesn't contribute to the objectives, but we've always done it. And we can stop doing that and start focusing that extra energy, that extra time towards actually meeting the objectives that we set. And our objectives change, right? And we got to be able to have a starting point and a baseline of what we're doing and how it contributes. And our GRC framework, the ACCCSCIENT Digital GRC framework, helps us do that. The impacts to a business when their resources are not aligned to their business needs, it's really about effectiveness and efficiency. And that's been the challenge. Our workforce, that's a large expense. It's a large chunk of what we do to reach those objectives that are so important. And when that's not efficient and that's not effective, not only are we misusing our resources, but they're costing us on a dollar per value. Our employees and where we spend money falls very, very short of a high efficiency rate. We need to be able to be sure that 95% of what our employees are doing and where we're investing money in the business are going towards those very important business objectives. We help clients better align their resources with their objectives by taking a risk-based view. So how that works is that when we look at our objectives, the first thing that we do is to break down what are the risks, what are the roadblocks, how are we going to what are the challenges that we have to meet that objective? And we take each of those risks and we break that down. How are we going to mitigate that risk? And then we ask the question, who is going to mitigate that risk? And that's when we start to be able to identify people, resources, and money to resolve those risks so that we can meet our objectives. And that's when we are able to identify exactly what the employee has to do to solve that risk. And we do that over and over and over again for all the risks, break them all down. We track them in our GRC tools that have been so valuable and been missing in the past. And we can track that, and we can track progress, employees' progress towards mitigating those risks, which are the things that block us from hitting our objectives. The challenges that clients face when they're converting to a risk-based approach, it's new. It's a new way to think of things. We always tend, when it comes to objectives, just try to think, well, this is what I got to do to meet that objective, and the risks that are blocking us, and those risks actually define the work that we should do. So we're guessing on what it's going to take, and that's always based on yesterday's experience, and it hasn't worked for decades, and it will not work today. So failing to understand and use that risk-based approach to meeting objectives is a roadblock for it. And of course, in any time you're doing something different, there is change, and there's always resistance to change. It's not how we've always done it. And so there needs to be a really strong educational and cultural change, and that, of course, that starts at the top. Management has to walk the walk and talk the talk in order to change the culture. That's a top-down sort of thing. That's really important because, we're not doing things like we always did. And as a person that's been there, and when you get into a job and you're there for a while and you've been doing it this way and you're good at your job, and that's hard to just blow all that up and start over and say, I have to look at my work in a different way, a way I haven't done it before. So that cultural change and that education change are blockers to making this happen. But they can be overcome. It's that's not there. It takes no secret sauce. It's a strong management approach to set that culture and make it happen. We do. We have a number of tools and solutions that are part of our ACCSCIENT Digital GRC framework. And these artifacts, these tools start, with assessments. We have the ability to go in and assess where you are today, and leverage the good that's going on inside of the business, and filling in the gaps. We have experience, and we can demonstrate how this works and how it really benefits the employees. That in my personal experience, not knowing how the work that I do contributes to the success of the business is problematic. It creates a mental block. It makes it hard for me to get in and be excited about where we're going, because I'm not sure that what I'm doing is contributing to that. And so showing those gaps and then as we mitigate those gaps and we start to fill in those gaps, it's an exciting thing for employees to see that, and it's not a big overnight change. It's a gradual sort of thing where they can leverage the good things that they are doing and add value as they start to fill those gaps. The drivers today that are pushing business towards a risk-based GRC approach. Really start from the problems that they're trying to challenge. Things becoming more competitive. It's a very, very competitive world, and understanding the market, understanding the competition. Our GRC program allows that kind of information to be put at the fingertips of decision makers. It's up to date, and it's accurate, and it's timely, and that's what's missing today. Oftentimes when we get those kinds of market reports and other data that we need to decide, the things we got to decide today, it's a month ago report that somebody puts out once a month, and here it is the 18th of the month, and I got to make a decision, and I'm basing it on old data. Our GRC framework allows that data to be in the hands of employees, so they can and decision makers, so they can be competitive. And of course, cost reduction and efficiency, feeds that competitiveness too. You can't compete when you're slow and ineffective, and you're making decisions on old data. Some of the other things that are important about this, that are important to businesses, it's about innovation. We've got to be innovative to be competitive. We've got to be innovative to stay in business and continue to find those opportunities to grow the business. And GRC helps that. It helps track ideas that collect around the business into a place so they can be leveraged, and the new ideas and new opportunities and new products can be developed. So those are a couple of the dozen things that are driving businesses to look at GRC more closely. ACCSCIENT Digital brings value to our customers and clients as they adopt this risk-based approach in a number of ways. Number one, we have a unique framework. We have done the work. GRC has been something we've been talking about a lot of late, but there are no platforms, there are no frameworks that are developed all the way to the end, that take the business all the way. We talk about training, we talk about efficiency, we talk about employees, we talk about decision making, we talk about data, delivery, all of those, competitiveness. This is all packaged and it's ready to go. You follow this framework, and businesses are going to see tremendous value. They're going to save money. They're going to be more efficient. They're going to be more effective in the market. All the things that we all wish for as business managers, this GRC finally delivers it. And what makes it work is a complete framework that's integrated. So it all, that we've siloed ourselves oftentimes. All this data is all over these different silos around the business. Now it's all right here, and it's all integrated and concentrated and at our fingertips. And so the technology that we bring to the table, as well as this complete integrated framework, gives managers tools they've never had before. And I've seen nothing like it in the market.